Hi friends, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm so glad you found us. Go ahead and tap subscribe and turn on the little bell so you don't miss simple, science-guided tips to help you feel steadier, sleep better, and see the world more clearly. Tonight I want to keep you company with a warm cup of comfort and a gentle idea. What if a small, delicious evening habit could quietly support your eyes while you sleep? Not a miracle, not a cure, but a kind nudge in the right direction. Stay with me until the end, because I'll share a few true-to-life stories, my own experiences as a health coach for older adults, and a practical, easy plan you can start tonight, plus a short set of takeaways you can print or save. And remember, this is friendly education, not medical advice. If you have eye disease or take medications, talk with your clinician before changing your diet. Here's the soft hook picture this. The house has gone quiet, the television is off, you've brushed your teeth, and on the kitchen counter sits a small plate you've prepared on purpose. On it are a few bites of nature's simplest gifts, slices of golden fruit whose color comes from carotenoids that your retinas have loved since you were a child, a handful of deep blue jewels rich in plant antioxidants, maybe a few emerald cubes that taste like sunshine. You take your time. You chew slowly. You breathe. You turn off the light. All night long while you sleep, your body does what it has always done, repairs, recycles, replenishes, and the nutrients you just fed it become part of that quiet work. It's not magic, it's habit. And habits, stacked day after day, have a way of changing how we feel and how we see. Research has long shown that certain nutrients, lutein and zeaxanthin, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, zinc, and omega-3s support eye health and, in people with specific risks, can even slow the progression of age-related macular degeneration when used in the clinically studied AREDS2 formulation under medical guidance. That doesn't replace meals, it complements them. But there's beauty in the more ordinary path too, getting these nutrients from real, colorful foods you can enjoy. Let me share the idea for tonight's routine in a way that respects your time and your taste buds. We'll build a simple evening eye plate. The heart of the plate is one small serving of a fruit rich in vitamin C and polyphenols, think kiwi, orange, or berries, which helps combat oxidative stress that affects the delicate tissues in and around the eye. Vitamin C is a water-soluble antioxidant. You don't store big amounts, so a steady trickle from food matters. If you choose kiwi in the evening, there's a bonus. Several studies, beginning with a 2011 trial and followed by newer athletic recovery research, found that pre-bedtime kiwi correlated with better total sleep time and sleep efficiency in people with sleep difficulties. Better sleep is its own gift, and good sleep is when your body performs much of its nightly maintenance. Next, add a small portion of something naturally orange or dark green for the carotenoids your retinas crave. Your eyes, especially the macula at the center of your sharpest vision, concentrate lutein and zeaxanthin pigments that act like little sunglasses inside the eye to filter blue light and quench free radicals. Spinach, kale, romaine, peas. Even a few slices of papaya or mango can help here. If salad at night isn't your style, keep it simple. A few cubes of mango beside your kiwi, a spoon of mashed cold sweet potato with a drizzle of yogurt, or a small egg yolk-based custard earlier at dinner if you tolerate dairy, since yolks deliver highly bioavailable lutein and fat for absorption. Eat it with a pinch of healthy fat nuts, yogurt, or a tiny wedge of cheese because carotenoids are fat-soluble and absorb better in that company. Dietitians and ophthalmology groups consistently point to these foods for supporting the eye's natural defenses. Now, a gentle word about vitamin A. The light-sensing protein in your retina, rhodopsin, depends on vitamin A. That's part of why very low vitamin A can cause night blindness. You do not need large supplements unless your clinician says so. In fact, too much preformed vitamin A can be harmful, but enjoying foods that provide provitamin A carotenoids, like carrots and sweet potato, or modest portions of foods with preformed vitamin A in balanced meals keeps that pathway supported. Again, the goal is not heroic doses, it's rhythm and variety over time. If you're thinking, this sounds nice, but will fruit before bed spike my sugar? That's a wise question. The key is portion and pairing. A small serving, chewed slowly, paired with protein or fat, like a few almonds, a tablespoon of unsweetened yogurt, or a sprinkle of chia, flattens the curve for most people without diabetes. If you live with diabetes, prediabetes, or have a clinician's guidance to limit evening carbohydrates, measure your portion, check your postprandial glucose as recommended, and adjust. You matter more than any one rule on the internet. The point is not to chase perfection, it's to find a sustainable evening ritual that comforts you and quietly carries nutrients to your eyes, night after night. Let me weave in a few real-world stories composites from seniors I've coached, shared with permission and with details changed to protect privacy, so you can see how this plays out beyond a list of nutrients. Margaret is 78, a retired librarian who misses small print paperbacks. She told me she felt anxious whenever she had to read a medication label. The letters swam, and the glare from the kitchen light made it worse. We talked with her ophthalmologist, confirmed that she was due for new lenses and had early dry eye, and built a nightly routine. Dimmer, warmer lighting in the evening, a drop of preservative-free artificial tears before reading, and an evening eye plate. She actually liked 2 kiwi slices, 6 blueberries, and a spoon of plain yogurt with a teaspoon of ground flaxseed. She wasn't expecting miracles. What she got was steadier sleep, less late-night nibbling, and a feeling that she was doing something kind for herself. A few months later, with new lenses and consistent habits, she said she could read the labels without holding her breath. That's not a cure story. That's a confidence story, the kind that keeps a habit alive. Then there's Jorge, 71, a former bus driver who spent decades under harsh midday sun. He wears his sunglasses faithfully now, but what turned his nights around was a small bowl with orange and green, mango cubes and thawed peas warmed with a dot of butter and a pinch of salt. Peas at night? He laughed the first week. It stuck because it tasted like comfort, and because we paired it with his favorite radio show. He thinks the peas help his eyes. I told him the peas help him make the habit, and the habit helps his eyes. Every time he chooses color, he's voting for the health of his macula. Organizations like the American Academy of Ophthalmology and the American Optometric Association highlight those very pigments, lutein and zeaxanthin, as daily allies for eye tissues. A third story is Lucy, 69, who had been taking an AREDS2 supplement since her doctor recommended it for intermediate macular degeneration. She asked me, "If I take the capsules, do I still need to change what I eat?" We pulled up the NEI page together and talked about what the big clinical trials actually studied. People with specific stages of AMD using a defined formula to slow progression. Not a pill for everyone, not a replacement for meals, and not a guarantee. Lucy kept the supplement because it matched her diagnosis and her doctor's plan, but she built an evening plate to brighten her day. Orange segments, pistachios, and a small square of 80% dark chocolate. "I thought I had to suffer," she said. "Turns out I just had to plan." That mix gave her vitamin C, lutein, zeaxanthin from the pistachios, and polyphenols from the chocolate, all within a portion that respected her blood sugar. The evidence base for AREDS2 is strong, but it lives alongside the daily grace of colorful food. If you're wondering which fruits feel especially friendly for the evening, consider this short guide. Kiwi for its unique blend of vitamin C, antioxidants, and that intriguing sleep research. Blueberries or blackberries for anthocyanins that fight oxidative stress. Orange or clementine segments for vitamin C. Papaya or mango for carotenoids that your body can convert to vitamin A. And grapes for resveratrol and hydration. Mix tiny portions, not huge bowls. You are aiming for a gentle nudge, not a sugar wave. If you like a savory plate, slide in a few green peas or a spoonful of spinach sautéed at dinner. Dark leafy greens are powerhouses for lutein and zeaxanthin, and many of us simply don't get enough of them. Let's talk about light and lenses for a moment, because food is only part of the nighttime picture. Your retinas carry out photochemical work all day. The right kind of rest makes that work easier. About an hour before bed, lower overhead lights and favor warm lamps at shoulder or chest height. Put screens away if you can. If not, use the night shift setting and keep them at arm's length. Dry eyes, very common with aging and many medications, feel worse in dry, bright rooms. A bedside humidifier and a drop of preservative-free artificial tears can soothe that surface so your eyes don't sting you awake. These aren't dramatic changes, just little nudges that make it easier for good nutrition to do its quiet job overnight. Because many of you ask, how soon will I notice a difference? I want to answer gently, the eyes are resilient, but they're also slow storytellers. The goal here is not to wake up reading tiny print you couldn't read yesterday. The goal is to reduce the daily wear and tear on those delicate tissues by supplying antioxidants and pigments your eyes use every day. You may notice better sleep within a few weeks if Kiwi agrees with you. You may notice steadier energy and fewer late-night cravings. You may simply enjoy the ritual and the color. A year from now, when your clinician compares retinal images or checks your prescription, the sum of these steady choices sits quietly in the background, supporting whatever else your medical plan includes. And if you do have AMD or cataracts, this kind of plate walks hand in hand with evidence-based care, including the AREDS2 formula when appropriate, routine eye exams, UV protection, and smoking cessation if that's part of your story. For caregivers listening tonight, children, grandchildren, neighbors, here's how to help without nagging. Make the evening plate beautiful. Use a small dish. Choose 2 colors. Sit down and eat together in quiet. Ask about the day. Ask about the eyes. When people feel cared for, they keep caring for themselves. That matters more than any list of nutrients ever will. I promised a simple plan you can start tonight. After dinner, set out 1 small plate. Add 1 palm-sized serving of fruit, 2 kiwi slices, or 6 to 8 blueberries, or 3 thin orange segments. Add a tablespoon of something creamy or crunchy with healthy fat yogurt, a few almonds, or a teaspoon of ground flaxseed stirred into yogurt. Add 1 color cube, 2 bites of mango or papaya, or a small spoon of peas warmed with a touch of olive oil. Sit, breathe, eat slowly, and then do your bedtime routine. Keep the plate small. Keep the ritual steady. If you have diabetes, check your glucose as advised and adjust portions. If you take warfarin or have dietary restrictions, confirm with your clinician before changing leafy green intake or supplement use. If your doctor has you on AREDS2, keep taking it as directed. This plate is not a replacement. It's the kitchen's way of cheering for your eyes. Before we close, I want to say this clearly. There's no single miracle fruit. What we're doing is stacking small, pleasurable choices, colorful produce, healthy fats, gentle light, consistent sleep so your eyes get what they need again and again. That's the kind of repair I believe in. Not a promise, but a practice. Here are the distilled lessons I hope you carry into your evening. Your retinas thrive on pigments such as lutein and zeaxanthin, and on antioxidants like vitamin C and E. Give them those gifts with leafy greens, berries, citrus, and orange-colored fruits, and do it often because consistency beats intensity. Vitamin A remains vital for light sensing. Most people can meet needs with balanced meals, and too much preformed vitamin A from supplements can be harmful. So talk with your clinician before adding pills. If your doctor has diagnosed intermediate macular degeneration, the AREDS2 formula and exact mix developed in clinical trials can slow progression. It's not for everyone, and not a substitute for a colorful plate. A small evening fruit plate, paired with a bit of fat and kept to a modest portion, can be a soothing ritual, and for some people, may even support sleep, especially if Kiwi agrees with you so that your nightly repair work proceeds with less friction. Eyes also love non-food care. Warm, low light before bed, regular eye exams, sunglasses in daytime, and a little humidity if your home air is dry. Most of all, Remember that anything you do with love and regularity becomes part of your body's story. If you make this plate with your own hands, if you choose 2 colors that make you smile, if you sit down and eat slowly, you are not only feeding your eyes, you are feeding your hope. If this warmed your heart or sparked an idea for your own nightly ritual, I'd love for you to subscribe so we can keep walking together, one calm step at a time. Tell me in the comments what colors will be on your evening eye plate tonight. Share this video with a friend who could use a gentle nudge, and let's make our nights a little kinder and our tomorrows a bit clearer. Until next time, sleep well and take good care.